This episode begins with Lucius, Jamal, and Warren. They're all in the studio. Jamal is playing the piano, and Lucius is putting paints on the different keys. The painting that's in the studio with them, Lucius painted it, and it's almost like sheet music for him. Whatever sound he hears Jamal play is a corresponding color to what's in the painting. Eventually, Lucius is like, get your ass up. I'm ready now. And now that he has all of these paints on the keys, paints that I'm sure were left over by Claudia when she was ejected from Casa del Lion, he sits down, starts playing. Lucius Lion is back. And Jamal is happy. Warren is happy. For now. More on that later. Meanwhile, down the street, Angelo and Anika are in a park, playing with Bella, looking like the perfect discount Barack and Michelle. And this lady walks over, and she says to Anika, she's like, oh my God, your daughter's so beautiful. Anika's like, I know. What do you want? She's like, oh, I just wanted to say, y'all beautiful, y'all popping. It's nice to see black people not being shot in the streets. And the baby looked just like her father. That ain't his kid, because Bella's father is over there, sneaking and stalking and shit, looking through the bars like, it's my baby, and he tries to run off to, I guess, slap Anika in her face, punch Angelo in the balls, and run off with Bella. But Thirsty's right there, as he should be, to intercept that bullshit. He's like, yo, don't do this. Y'all already fucked up enough. Let's get out of here before the cops come and shoot us. Which would be a possibility, because that's what's happening in the streets right now. That's how the episode started. Since everybody is so sad about losing Bella, Lucius decides to go see Anika. He gets to the house, and he's like, can I come in? She's like, no. She tries to close the door in his face. He just kind of pushed against the door, came in, and he was saying to Anika, he's like, you know, there's some things that I kind of remember after my accident. And she's like, oh, it's an accident? Somebody tried to kill you. Ain't no damn accident. I don't even know if he remembers that Anika used to be his wife or his fiance. I don't know if any of that has come back. I think the only thing he really remembers right now was Cookie. I don't know if he remembers Anika like she was when the show first started, because they was going to get married. They was like this, and the only reason they didn't get married is because he fucked Cookie, and then she fucked Haki. Terrible people. Terrible, terrible fucking people. And she ain't no better. So he's like, I remember that you wanted to be one of us so bad. You wanted the child that you had to be one of the heirs to the Lion dynasty, or the Lion legacy, or whatever. And she ain't say shit, because it's true. That's what she wanted. He told her, he's like, look, if you can agree to joint custody, then I will make Bella co-heiress with the boys. He would draw up documents to make it so that she would be eligible to receive anything that was for the three Lion sons. Like anything, any inheritance that would go to them would also go to her. And this idea is enticing to Anika. That's really the only part that Anika had. The first part in the show, and then this part was with Lucius. But she played a very integral role in what happens at the end of the episode. Since Cookie is still the CEO, she has to get ready for this 20 for 20. The artists are still putting this album together. They've been putting in long nights, long days. Eddie is there to help her out. In one session, Eddie is sitting with Portia, Becky, and Portia's boyfriend, Calvin, as they record Tori. And Tori, she's singing some song, and they're all in the studio like, that's because they haven't slept in almost 24 hours. And Eddie, he's just going because he's a super producer. So Eddie's in the studio driving the project. Tori's singing, or at least she's trying to sing. And the rest of them are like, yo, we tired. Can we please go? He's like, no. We gonna keep working until we get it right. Eddie makes the huge mistake of asking Becky to get coffee for them. Becky's the head of A&R. She's not your fucking secretary, One Eye. And she looks at him like, no, I don't do that. Portia, go get us some coffee. And Portia's like, oh, okay, because that's what Portia does. So she goes to get coffee. Her boyfriend is like, I don't want no more fucking coffee. I'm ready to go fuck home. And he's like, we're going to do it till we get it right. We're going to get it right. And Tori's like, well, you know, actually, I could use a break as well. You know, when the white lady speaks, then all of a sudden he's like, okay, boss. Let's do it, boss. We can take a 15-minute break. And Becky's like, we need to go to bed. Fuck 15 minutes. But that's all they're going to get is 15 minutes. Portia goes outside. Her boyfriend's already out there to do Calvin. He's like, yo, Portia, this some bullshit. He talked to us like we ain't shit, and you just take it. She's like, well, no, you know they love us here at Empire. Everything is okay. It's all right. My wig is finally good. Because Portia's wig was finally good last night. That shit did not look like something she used to dust her apartment. I was so fucking happy. But I digress. Calvin is not having none of this shit. He's like, you need to stick up for yourself. Since Portia had time to think about what was going on, and she has this good relationship with Cookie, so she goes to Cookie's office. Portia feels like she can go to Cookie and relay her problems to let her know that she's not happy and a lot of the workers aren't happy. She's like, oh, Cookie, can I talk to you for a second? Cookie's like, well, you always talking anyway, so go ahead. And Portia begins to tell Cookie what's going on with the engineers. And Lucius walks in. She kind of just brushes Portia off, like, I don't have time for this, you stupid anyway. And Portia feels bad, so she leaves. She gotta talk to one of the Lions, because the Lions are the only ones that can really do anything about anything. She sees Andre, but Andre has just gotten some bad news. And Portia is like, Andre, do you think... He's like, oh, I can't talk about this shit right now. And then he runs off. Calvin has been in Portia's ear, trying to get her to understand that the conditions they're not good. The working conditions are not good. And since Eddie's new, Portia tried to vouch for Eddie. She's like, well, you know, he's kind of like Lucius. And Calvin was like, no, he ain't. Lucius would never treat us like this. Eddie treat us like we out here picking cotton. Like he an overseer. Calvin is already ready to get Portia fired by inciting a strike. He already made the signs. Eddie finds one of the signs. So he runs up on Portia like, yo, what the fuck is this? And it says, we gonna go on strike. So Calvin, he comes over with his phone. Yeah, all I gotta do now is send an email and then we going on strike. So Eddie looks at him like... So Calvin was like, all right, then we on strike. So he went this way. And Cookie was standing with Portia. She's like, all right, come on, Portia. So Portia's about to go with Cookie. And then Calvin was like, yo, you gonna miss this dick if you don't come with us. And that snaps in Portia's head. She's like, well, I do like the dick. And she starts to go off with Calvin. So Cookie's like, oh, I see what's happening here. You standing by your man. It's a new day, ain't it? Cookie, it would behoove you to shut up sometimes. Because Portia was like, you know what, bitch? I'm sick of this shit. I'm not stupid. My wigs ain't bad. Fuck you. Strike. And then she went on strike. And she took everybody with her. So Cookie was standing there looking like Cher, or Pocahontas because of the Thanksgiving. But she stood there looking real dumb, her and Wonky Eye. They watching everybody leave out, and it's like, oh shit, we done fucked up now. Outside, while all of the workers have congregated together, Portia, she's like Black Norma Ray. She got the microphone in her hand, she's like, yeah, y'all, we ain't taking this shit no more. And she got like the rallying cry. She's getting everybody pumped, and then all of a sudden you see the sea of people parts, and here come Tori, because now it's Tori's time to shine. So Portia's like, these wages suck, fuck Empire, these wages suck, fuck Empire. That's not what they were saying, but I can't remember what they were saying. It was some PG shit like, we mad, they mad, we sad, they bad, or some bullshit. It doesn't really matter. So Tori comes through the crowd like Moses, and the people, the sea parts, and here comes Tori Moses. She's like, yeah! Give it up for Portia, y'all. This is some bullshit. And I'ma sing. When the colors come together in the rain, in the rain. I don't know what that child was singing. Why am I holding this? The song she was singing was a song she was supposed to be singing for the 20 for 20. Cookie was outside the whole time watching all this shit take place. The whole thing with Empire as a company is they treat their employees like family. Because they do treat their employees good. But it's just right now, it's a real fucked up time in Empire. Eddie has already decided that he's going to get some new musicians to replace them. And Thirsty is finding a way to get dirt on the people that initiated the strike. So Cookie's like, nah, we not going to do this. Just get everybody in the conference room and we going to talk it out. So they all go to the conference room. Then Eddie and Lucius come in. Eddie looks at Calvin like he want to slap the shit out of him, and Calvin just looks away like he was upset, but at the same time he knew that wonky owl was going to come over there. Now both of us going to be like Popeye. I'm glad that didn't happen though, because I'd have laughed my ass off if Eddie would have hit that boy. Cookie wants to tell them a tale from prison. Nobody wants to hear it, but she's the CEO. They don't have a choice. So she talked about her earlier prison tale where she said the girl pound cake, sliced up, and kicked the ass. We find out earlier in the episode that Cookie was sent divorce papers while she was in prison because Lucius is a classy guy, so she was feeling real sad. And the girls came over, they was like, oh, happy divorce day, Cookie. Oh, she's like, oh, I don't feel like talking right now. So Pound Cake comes in and she comes over, she's like, what's your problem? I just saw Lucius on TV dancing with Mary J. Blige. So Cookie gets up like she about to hit her, and Pound Cake goes like this. And Cookie was like, what, you pregnant? And she's like, no, you don't know nothing. So she ran off looking like Magilla Gorilla. Flash forward in that flashback, Cookie talks about how her and her girls were sitting around chatting it up because they ain't had shit else to do because they in jail. Pound Cake comes in holding her stomach like, oh, I need water. Oh, my baby. Oh. And she was like, something wrong with my stomach. And the one chick, she like, well, then go to the infirmary, bitch. And Cookie's like, no, let's help her. We gotta stick up for each other. We gotta look out for each other. Pound Cake relays to Cookie, I don't want to go to the infirmary because if they find out I'm pregnant, because she got knocked up by one of the security guards, which is just fucking disgusting, but whatever. She was like, oh, they gonna kill my baby. They gonna make me get an abortion. She's like, girl, we not even gonna do that. So Cookie takes Pound Cake back to her cell, stays with her, talks to her about the night she had Andre. Lucius is like, yo, ain't this the same chick that sliced you up in jail? She's like, yeah. And the rest of the people were like, well, were y'all friends? She's like, no, we wasn't friends, but you know, when you're in that situation, you have to become family. We looked out for each other. Even though we didn't necessarily like each other, we looked out for each other. And it's the same thing here. And then she went down the line talking about how she helped the janitor go to college and how she helped the Asian broad get a new leg or some bullshit. I don't even really know what she was talking about. But she helped everybody in there. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, you right, Cookie. You be helping us out all the time. She talked to Portia. She said, Portia, I'm sorry, like, if I ever offended you by calling you stupid. Like, that's just how I talk. You know, I don't think you're stupid, because if you were stupid, you wouldn't have this job. And it's true, because Portia not stupid. She do stupid shit. She wears some stupid wigs, but she's not stupid. Her and Cookie, they come to an agreement, and the strike is over. And at the end of the episode, Portia and Cookie had this kind of, it was a cute moment. She basically told Portia that she was valuable, and Portia gave her a hug. Actually, no, Portia was like, I know you saw me out there leading the strike. Cookie was like, I saw you out there acting a damn fool. They squashed the beef, whatever beef they had, that shit was over. Cookie and Portia are good. Dre has already relayed to his new therapist that Pam got his mind all fucked up. Translation, he's pussy whipped. He ain't been this pussy whipped since Rhonda. Dead ass Rhonda. He's been calling Detective Pam because they haven't spoken since the day she came up to his job and tried to get him to give more information about the case. He's called her so many times. He's like, I just want to make sure you're okay, because I ain't heard from you, and I'm just thinking about you. I miss you, okay? The next day, he goes to work, and as he's getting on the elevator, there's a story on the news. There's been a shooting involving a cop. And Dre is like, So he turns around, and Detective Pam's face flashes on the screen. He's like, no, not my baby. So then he runs off. Oh, and I forgot to mention the pills that the psychiatrist, his name is Simon, the pills that Simon prescribed for Andre, he been popping them like Tic Tacs. He was popping them the night when he tried to get in contact with Detective Pam. He popping pills and drinking and shit. So as soon as he finds out that Detective Pam has been shot, or she shot somebody, or something went on with her, he's running out the building. This is when Portia walked up to him and was like, oh, do you think you got time? He's like, no, bitch. And he just mushed her and kind of ran out, pulled out his pills and was like, my baby, no. And he ran off. I don't know where he went. I think he just went home. Because, I mean, really, what was he going to do? I mean, you're not Batman. You're not going to go out there and find her. You're going to pretty much do like everybody else and just wait and see what happens. But Old pill popping Dre. He ran home, popping his pills like, she'll be back. She'll be back. And then there's a knock at the door. And he opens it. And it's Detective Pam. And she walks right in. She's like, ooh, Daddy, I'm so hungry. Let's get something to eat. And he like, bitch, where the fuck you been? I've been calling you. Who got shot? What's going on? She's like, I don't want to talk about it, Daddy. I don't want to talk about it, Daddy. And he's like, oh, baby, please. Please. Let's talk. So she's like, okay, somebody tried to shoot me. So I pulled out my gun. And I shot him first. And the bitch was scared. But I took him down. Now, let me tell you something else. I planted the gun there, and I can go to jail for that. Telling you these things, these wonderful, sad things, Daddy. But you should know that I trust you. Do you trust me, Daddy? She set him up. She fucking set him up. I don't trust this broad at all. First of all, the bitch crazy. And also, I think she's doing this because she wants to get Dre to confess to something that she may already know. And another theory that I have is that she's one of the damn Dubois. That's just my own shit, though, because the way that they're incorporating the Dubois into everything, I wouldn't be surprised if her name is Pamela Rose Dubois. The last scene that they're in together, where are they? Laying up in the bed. He done fucked her 3 ways from Tuesday. She took the baton and probably twirled it around his dick a couple times like, Mrs. Officer, Mrs. Officer. And he likes that shit. He look like he be into some freak ass shit. You know how she does. She playing mind games with a pussy. So he wakes up with her. And he like, oh, I'm so glad you're back. And he says, I think it's time. And she's like, time for what, Daddy? I think it's time for you to meet my parents. No, Andre. No. How long you known this broad? This has to be the pills fucking with him. Because he's acting real fucking loony. And it's not like he already got all his marbles to begin with. But he's really pushing the envelope towards crazy town. Andre gets into these relationships so fast because you did the same shit with Nessa. First of all, Nessa was like 20 years younger than you. And you parading her around like she's the next coming of Jill Scott. And she's just some broad from the projects. And then you just dropped her. When you was tired of her, it was like, yeah, I'm done. I think he's trying to fill the void of loneliness since Rhonda left. Well, since Anika killed Rhonda. He's getting dangerously close to Detective Pam. And I don't think that it's going to end well for him. And if it doesn't end well for him, then it's really not going to end well for her. Last week, Diana said to Warren, are you ready to execute the plan? Warren made it seem like he was ready. So Jamal, Warren, and Chicken, they're at a gay club. They were having a gay old time like the Flintstones. Warren is sitting next to Jamal. Chicken is on the dance floor. She dances. She having a good time. She's finally being free. When she with Hakeem, she got to play like the I'm tough, we don't dance role. But she out with Jamal. She like, hey, yeah! And everybody should have a good time sometimes. The fuck. So they're sitting in the club on the couch. And there's this dirty, dusty looking white boy dancing near Warren and Jamal. And Warren keeps looking at him like, oh, shit, damn. I'm thinking to myself, Warren, you can do better than that. And so was Jamal. Jamal's like, yo, your eyes, you need to bring them back. He's like, oh, yo, you ever had a threesome before? And Jamal's like, no, that's dirty as fuck. He's like, well, don't you want to have a threesome? Come on, let's have a threesome. So I immediately picked up my phone and looked for Warren. Till I realized that these are just characters on TV. If that offends you, fuck you. I would do it in a motherfucking heartbeat with both of them. Yeah, I would. Don't give a fuck how you would judge me either. I would do it. Jamal didn't really want to have a threesome. He told Warren at the club, he's like, yeah, I'm not into that. It's not like I haven't had offers. Like, people do want to fuck me. You know what I'm saying? I'm Jamal Lyon. And Warren's like, yeah, you Jamal Lyon, but I'm just saying, it might be something that we can have fun doing. And then he looked over at the dirty white boy, because he was the bartender. He's like, we should take him home. And Jamal's like, we should not. Why the fuck would we do that? He's dirty. He's a bartender. I ain't going out like that. So Warren's like, all right, I was just saying maybe it's just something we could do together. Bye, Warren. But you know how Jamal is. Jamal will do whatever for a man. He's like, oh, all right, well, maybe. The next scene, Warren is at Jamal's apartment. And they got this cute light skin or Puerto Rican, I don't know. I can see now what Warren's type is. My crush on Warren is over because he likes those light motherfuckers, and I'm not sure if you see me or not, but I'm not light at all, and I'm not doing the Sammy Sosa shit. So I'm over Warren, y'all. Yes, applause. Yes, yes. It was never meant to be. It was never meant to be. So, cut to this scene with Warren, the light-skinned or Puerto Rican boy, and Jamal. Warren is caressing the dude like, yeah, you so hot. Oh, shit, I can't wait to fuck. And the dude is like, yeah, big daddy, yeah. And Jamal is just off to the side, holding a glass of juice like, I don't want to do this. This is some bullshit. So Warren's like, hold up, wait a minute. So he goes over to Jamal. He's like, I thought you wanted to do this. And Jamal's like, I don't want to do this. He basically said to Warren that he loved him and he didn't want to do this because they were in love. That's how it should be. If you're in love with somebody and that person doesn't want to have a threesome, then don't have the fucking threesome. Don't push it on them. Just kind of let it go. But as you know, Warren is not there for Jamal. Warren is there for Diana. But he's also in love with Jamal. When Jamal tells him that he's in love with him, finally, he can't do it no more. He don't want to hurt Jamal. He just wants to be done with this whole scheme. So he walks over to the light-skinned or Puerto Rican boy. And he's like, yo, man, it's not going to happen today. And the dude is like, ¿Por qué? Why, son? Warren is like, yo, it's just not going to happen. You just see yourself out. So he leaves. And Jamal's like, all right, thanks for coming. Or not coming. Warren walks over to him. He's like, oh, my God, Jamal, I just want to tell you something. I love you so much. And Jamal's like, oh, I know. He's like, no. I love you so much. No matter what you hear or what happens, just know I love you. And he gave him a hug. And he looked all sad and shit. Because, he fucked up. Earlier, Anika had called the Lions to let them know that she was going to let them see Bella that day. So, all the Lions get together. Before this happened, when they all got together, Jamal told Cookie that he was going to move Warren in with him. And Cookie's like, well, you better slow your roll. You don't know that boy like that. Since Warren has all of these feelings for Jamal, he goes to see Diana in one of those real fancy ritzy places because she's a fancy ritzy broad. And he's like, yo, I couldn't make the threesome happen. And she's like, why? I thought you could make Jamal do anything. He's like, it wasn't because of Jamal, it's because of me. I'm out. She's like, oh. You fell in love with him, didn't you? He's like, I didn't mean for it to happen. She's like, what is it about these lions that like fleas on my ass? I just can't. Anika set them up. She told them that they were going to see Bella. But in all actuality, what was about to happen is that phase 2 of the plan was getting ready to blow up in their face. They walk into the restaurant. Who do they see? Warren and Diana. Jamal's like, well, Warren, what are you doing here? Diana's like, I think Cookie can tell you all what's going on right now. Cookie's like, oh, this is a setup. And Diana's like, yes, it is. And my nephew Warren can go into the specifics. Yo, when she said that, I hopped up from the couch like fucking Frogger. I was like, this is not how I thought it was going to go down. That shit. God, Diana. Ooh. She's so evil. Warren is sitting there speechless. He's looking at Jamal. Jamal is looking at him. And Diana lays the plan out. I made him fall in love with you. And then we were going to take pictures of you in a threesome. And then spread it all around the world. Mm-hmm. While this is happening, Hakeem and Cookie, they're like, yo, do something. They talking to Lucius. They're like, yo, do something. Do something. He's just standing there. He don't know what to do because he's not at his 100%. Jamal's like, no, I got this. So Jamal whoops Warren's ass. And I've said this before. I make a lot of fun of Jamal, but Jamal ain't no fucking punk. He got a huge heart, but if you fuck with him, don't forget, this is still Lucius Lyon's son. He kicked Warren's ass. And Diana sat there like, more champagne, please. Let's not forget, this is her fucking nephew. At one point, when Jamal kicked Warren in the face, Diana was like, oh, does that? Like, your family is getting their ass kicked right now and you just sitting there like, it's so fucked up. After Jamal was almost done kicking Warren's ass, he started choking him. Oh my God, he started choking Warren, and I was just like, oh my God, he's crazy. And it took crazy ass Andre and little ass Hakeem to pull Jamal off of Warren. And as he was getting carted out, he was talking to Diana. He's like, why you acting like this? Because your bitch ass son got played by my mom. People was pulling out their phones and they was filming and shit. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Let him film. Let him film. I don't give a fuck. He had to be carted away because clearly he was pissed. And I can understand. When somebody betrays you, you kind of want to stab them. Sometimes it's better just to walk away. But in that situation, oh my God, Jamal, I was with you. I was with you 100%, yo. I really was. As they carted him off, Cookie looked at Diana and she said, we coming for you, bitch, and walked off. And then the people were still filming. She's like, get them fucking cameras out my face. And she just kept walking. So Lucius just looked at Diana. He didn't know what to do. His instinct as Lucius is to fuck you up, but he ain't 100% there yet. And Diana just looked at him like, see? And kept drinking while he was on the ground. All fucked up, battered and bruised. It was like that song by that Australian broad from back in the day. Lying naked on the floor. All fucked up. It was fucked up.